Sairam, this is Megha Miss here, and today we will continue with our lesson number 14, Substances in Common Use, revision part, and this is your revision part 2. Revision part 1 we have already done. Okay students, now the next part which we are going to see, that is the radioactive substances which you studied. As I told you, this is a theoretical based chapter you have to learn. Okay, so the elements with a high atomic number such as uranium, thorium, radium have a property of spontaneously emitting invisible, highly penetrating and high energy radiations. This property we called it as radioactivity. So important definition students, you have to remember this. A substance having this property is called a radioactive substance. The nucleus of the radioactive elements is unstable. So these all elements are unstable elements. Okay students, say continuously emit radiations. Radiation occur from an unstable nucleus. Radioactive substances are relevant to our day-to-day life. Three types of radiations are given out by radioactive substances students. They are alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, so these are the three types of radiations which are given out by the radioactive substances. Okay, am I clear students? We'll proceed. Now the nature of radioactive radiations, how are they? Now in 1889, Rutherford, he discovered that the radiations emitted by radium were of two types. Okay, they are called alpha and beta radiations. Willard discovered the third type, namely gamma radiation. Okay, so when these rays are allowed to pass through two oppositely charged plates, they get separated out. Plates means like you have electrodes, positive and negative, like that. If I take two plates, if I take off different what you can say, which are differently charged, positive and negative, then what will happen? These rays, they are allowed to pass through them. Okay, this method was introduced by Rutherford in 1902. Rutherford and Willard studied the radiations emitted by radioactive substances. So they both did this study. Okay, for this purpose the rays were allowed to pass through an electrical field and a photographic plate was held in their path. It was found that the radiation was divided into three types. Okay, we'll see how they divided. Okay, one type of radiation deviated slightly towards the negatively charged plate, while the second type of radiation deviated substantially towards the positively charged plates. Okay, so one radiation went through the negative plate, one to the positive plate. However, the third type of radiation did not deviate at all. It did not went to the positive or negative plate in the electrical field. The rays which deviated slightly towards negatively charged plate, we call them as alpha rays, and those which deviated towards a positively charged students the plate, we call them as beta rays, and which did not deviate at all, we call them as gamma rays. Okay, clear what are alpha, beta and gamma rays? Okay, remember this. Now uses of radioactive isotopes. Now where we are using this? Now it is a misconception that radioactive elements are used only for making an atom bombs. Okay, we have studied till now, you must be having in your head also that only it is used in making atom bomb, as a lot of energy they are continuously, these elements are giving. Okay, no, but they are used in various fields such as scientific research, agriculture, industry, medicine, etc. Okay students, radioactive substances are used in two ways. By using the radiations alone, we can use the radiations, or by using the radioactive element itself. Okay, so we can directly use the element also, or we can use only the radiations also. Okay students, I hope till here it's clear. We'll proceed. Now hazards, of course, even though there is a good part, again a bad part of that is also there, that the central nervous system is affected by radioactive radiations. Hereditary defects are generated by bombardment of radiations on DNA in the body. Okay, means you can have some of the illness when it is directly bombarded in your body, it is sent in your body. Okay, radioactive radiations can penetrate the skin and cause diseases like skin cancer, leukemia, etc. Okay, the radioactive pollutants created due to the explosions enter the body through air, and it is difficult to control them. So if these radioactive elements, they stay in your body students, you may have to face different types of diseases, you can say, or you can say the ill effects you have to face. Okay students, remember all the 4 points, remember this. Okay, now again next point, the radioactive pollutants released in the sea enter the bodies of the fishes, yes, and through them they enter the human body. Radioactive paint on the watch can cause cancer. The radioactive isotopes strontium-90 can enter the body through plants, fruits, flowers, cereals, milk, etc. and cause diseases like bone cancer, leukemia. So why we are telling eat the fruits and all, wash it properly, boil the milk properly and drink. All these things are because they may cause you different types of diseases. Okay students. Now some chemical substances in our day-to-day life. Now which are these? The food that we eat, objects like clothes, utensils, watches, medicines and other objects are made from various kinds of matter. These affect our health directly or indirectly. Okay students. Now food colors and essence. Now your mother might some, or you may be eating jalebis and all. Now they contain the food color, right? Whatever the sweets and all you eat, different colorful sweets, they are having the food colors in that, right? So food colors are mixed in most of the soft drinks also, foodstuffs which are available in the market. These food colors are in the form of powders, they can be gels or they can be paste. Okay student. Now food colors are used in domestic as well as for commercial products. Certain colors and essences are added to ice creams. You know you have different types of flavors, right? Ice candies, sauce, fruit juices, cold drinks, pickles, jams and jellies. Food colors are often found to be added to the packaged meat, okay? Chili powder, turmeric, sweets and other similar substances as to give them a good color. So for giving a good color students, different types of colors, food colors are used. Okay. Harmful effects. Now what are the harmful effects of this artificial food colors? Okay, we don't understand it when you eat it, but after some time, we can say we come to know its ill effects. Okay, food colors, and if you have it regularly, then only. If sometimes you're having it, won't, and in a limit if you have. So the food colors added to pickles, jam and sauce contain small quantities of lead and mercury. Okay student, this can be harmful for those who consume these products on a regular basis, as I told you now. Okay, diseases like ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, can affect children, okay, due to excessive consumption of foods with added food colors. Okay, if you're having chips, and small children, you know, they eat chips and all, and they contain lot of different colorful nowadays many food products are in the market which are added with the color. So slowly if the child is continuously eating that, yes, he might suffer from this disease. Okay, now food colors are natural as well as they are artificial. The food colors prepared from seeds, beetroot, flowers and fruit concentrate are natural one. Okay, tetrazine, sunset yellow are artificial food colors used extensively. So you should remember this name students. However, overconsumption of the artificial food colors can be detrimental to health. Okay, means hazardous to the health. Therefore, usage of natural food colors is always good. Okay. Now, dye. Next one we are going to see, that is the dye. Okay, now what is dye? Okay, the colored substance which on applying to an article imparts that color to the article is called a dye. Now everyone sees different type of the advertisement of the hair dyes on television, right? Everyone must be seeing. Okay, so this definition you will remember of the dye. Generally a dye is insoluble in water. It is soluble in water and insoluble in oil. Okay, so generally a dye, it will be soluble in water and insoluble in oil. Often a mordant has to be used to fix the color after dyeing a cloth. So mordant is that subject, you can say that substance which will fix the color to the cloth. Okay students. Now plants, they are the main source students of the color for preparing a natural dye. Roots, leaves, flowers, bark, fruit, seeds, fungus and pistil are used for making dyes. Okay, in Kashmir a very good dye is made from saffron, which is used to dye fibers from which saris, shawls and dresses are made. Now all of you know saffron. Okay, they are very costly. Okay students, many people are engaged in this occupation as their means of earning a livelihood. The use of henna leaves to color hair is safe for health. Okay students, now uses, they are used for coloring cloth and hair. Yes, we are using dyes. Fluorescent colors are used to make street boards that are visible at night. When you go during your village side, ghats and all, if you travel, you know there the fluorescent colors are there, so that it becomes, you know, it becomes visible to travel at night. Okay, dyes are used to polish leather shoes, purses and chappals. Okay, we remember students the uses. Adverse effects, yes, now where there are uses, there are also adverse effects. Dyeing hair can have adverse effect like hair fall, damage of hair structure, burning of skin, adverse effect on eyes, etc. Lipstick contains a dye named carmine. It does not affect lips but causes stomach disorders. Okay students, excessive use of plants for making natural dye results in deterioration of the environment. If I go on cutting the plants for making my dyes, then of course it is very harmful for the environment. Okay, I hope till here it's clear. Okay students, so next part we are saying that is artificial colors. Okay, we regularly use artificial colors on Rang Panchami. Yes, decorating the house by painting. The red color used on Rang Panchami is very dangerous. Why students it is dangerous? Because it contains a high proportion of mercury in it. Okay, because of mercury only it gets a red color. This poses a risk like blindness, skin cancer, asthma, itching of the skin, permanent blocking of sweat pores, etc. Therefore, it is necessary that artificial colors are used very cautiously. Okay, very carefully we can say. These colors are actually industrial chemical students. Black, that is the lead oxide is present. Green color means copper sulfate or malachite green it is. Silver means aluminum. Bromide is present. Blue means Persian blue. Okay, cobalt nitrate, indigo and zinc salt are present, and red means mercury sulfate is present. Okay, so these are all the chemicals which make that color. Okay, so now deodorant. Now next part we are seeing students, that is a deodorant. Now the body odor, yes, it is a bacterial decomposition, okay, of the sweat students. Now a deodorant we are using to prevent this. Everybody likes a fragrant deodorant to remain fresh the whole day. School children use deo on large scale. Okay, this large scale use of deo in adolescent is the result of the advertisement which is shown on the television, saying that only you are using all these deos and all. Okay, deodorants contain parabens, methyl, ethyl, propyl, benzyl and butyl, and also alcohol in large proportions. Aluminium compounds and silica are also used, okay, in the deodorants what you use. If you see on your deodorant, all these names you will get. Okay, so check. Now first one we are going to see the type in, that is the ordinary deo. It contains a smaller proportion of aluminium. It decreases the odor of the sweat. Okay, then you have the second one, that is antiperspirant deo. This decreases the extent of sweating. It contains about 15% of aluminium chlorohydrate. It clogs the sweat pores on the skin. It will clog means it will stop. Okay, clinical deo. Some people sweat heavily and it has an harmful effect on the skin. Clinical deo is meant for such people. It contains 20 to 25% aluminium. It is used during the night. Okay students, so clinical deo we are using during the night time. Now Teflon deo we have studied, artificial colors we saw. Now we are going to see about the Teflon. Now Teflon is used for coating cooking utensils students and industrial equipments to avoid sticking. It is a polymer of the tetrafluoroethylene. You will remember this. Okay, and It was discovered in 1938 and its chemical name is polytetrafluoroethene, C2F4N. This formula you will remember. Okay. Properties, students. The atmosphere and chemical substances have no effect on Teflon. Neither water nor oil will stick to Teflon. High temperatures do not affect the melting point as it is 327 degrees Celsius. Teflon coated articles are easy to clean. Okay. So we are using Teflon is a pure, okay, it is a poor conductor of electricity. Therefore, Teflon cladded wires and parts are used in high technology electronics instruments. It is used for making non-stick kitchenware. The colored metal sheets of two-wheelers and four-wheelers are given a Teflon coating to protect them from damage due to high temperature and rain. So, we are using the pure form of Teflon for all these things. Okay. Now, powder coating. Now, powder coating is a method of applying a layer harder than paint on the surface of an iron object to prevent rusting. Okay. In this method, a polymer resin, a pigment and some other ingredients are mixed, cooled and ground into a uniform powder. This powder is sprayed on the polished metal surface by electrostatic spray deposition, which we call ESD. You have it like a spray. We spray it. Okay. In this method, the particles of the powder are given an electrostatic charge due to which a uniform layer of the powder sticks on the metal surface. Okay. So, we called it as a powder coating. Now, a powder is made and that powder is put in this spray and then it is sprayed, okay, on the iron article. So, then the object is heated in the oven along with the coating. A chemical reaction occurs in the layer resulting in the formation of a long cross-linked polymeric chain. Okay. This powder coating is highly durable, hard and attractive. Powder coating can be done on plastic and medium density fiber. We can do it on that board in day-to-day use as well. So, we can use this powder coating to avoid direct contact of the air with the iron articles. Okay. Now, anodizing. Now, a protective layer is formed naturally on the surface of aluminium metal by reaction with oxygen in air. In this, okay, anodizing process, this layer can be made of desired thickness. So, I have to increase this layer which is made so that I can do with this anodizing process. Anodizing is done by electrolysis, students. Dilute acid is taken in the cell and the aluminium article is dipped in it and it is as the anode. When an electric current is passed, hydrogen gas is released at the cathode and oxygen gas you will get at the anode. Okay. A reaction with oxygen occurs and a layer of hydrated aluminum oxide is formed which is at the anode, that is the iron article which I am keeping. This layer can be made attractive by adding color in the cell during electrolysis. We use anodized for the cooking utensils, whatever we use like griddles and cookers. We can, now in the market different colorful cookers are also there. Okay. So, it is nothing but the process of anodizing is done. Okay. For giving the color to the article. Okay, students. Now, ceramics. Ceramic is a heat resistant substance formed by kneading an inorganic substance in water and then shaping it and hardening it by heating. Pots made by a potter, Mangalore roofing tiles, construction bricks, pottery, terracotta articles are some examples of common ceramic articles that we see around. Okay, students. Porcelain. Now, this is a hard, translucent and white colored ceramic. It is made by using the white clay called kaolin found in China. Okay, students. Glass, granite and the mineral feldspar is mixed with kaolin and kneaded with water. The resulting mixture is shaped and fired in a needle at a temperature of 1200 to 1450 degrees Celsius. So once this mixture, it is given a shape, and then it is kept for heating at this particular temperature. On firing again, after glazing, beautiful articles of porcelain are obtained. Okay, glazing means giving a shine to that particular article. Okay. Bone china. Bone china is made by adding some ash of animal bones in the mixture of china clay, feldspar and fine silica while making porcelain. This ceramic is harder than porcelain. Okay, student. So porcelain, it can break, but bone china, it will require more amount of energy to break. Okay. Advanced ceramics. Oxides like alumina, zirconia, silica and some other compounds like silicon carbide, boron carbide are used instead of clay for making advanced ceramics. This ceramics requires a temperature of 1600 to 1800 degrees Celsius, students, and an oxygen-free atmosphere is required for firing. This process is called sintering. Okay, so ceramics can withstand high temperatures without decomposing. Okay, ceramic is brittle, water resistant and an electrical insulator. Okay, therefore we can use the ceramics in the electrical instruments for coating the interiors. Okay, the outer surfaces of the ships and the blades of the jet engines. So we can use the ceramics. A certain type of a ceramic tiles are used, okay, fixed on the outer layer of a space shuttle. Some types of ceramics are used as superconductors. Okay, so as so many things, good things we can get, we can use it, we can do it from this ceramics. So yes, it is very costlier as well. Okay, student. So this was the last part of this chapter, ceramic part. As I told you, theoretical part, again I am telling you, please read all the points properly. At least 4 points you have to learn by heart, uses and harmful effects and all. Okay, so I'll stop it here. Thank you, children. We'll meet in the next presentation with revision of the next chapter. Okay, take care. Bye all of you.